Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency the President of Egypt review in official discussion session distinguished relations, aspects of cooperation and exchanges views on regional and international issues. His Majesty the Sultan arrives to the Republic Arab of Egypt in a two-day official visit. And the school education law comes in 97 articles to secure more educational rights for students and teachers. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq and His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, held this evening an official discussion session at El Ittihadiyya Palace at the capital city of Egypt, Cairo. At the beginning of the session, His Excellency the President of Egypt extended his heartfelt welcome to His Majesty the Sultan, wishing His Majesty and his official delegation a pleasant stay in Egypt. From his side, His Majesty the Sultan expressed his thanks and appreciation to His Excellency for the warm hospitality and reception. The two leaders reviewed the distinguished brotherly relations between the two countries and the existing historical ties. They also discussed aspects of bilateral cooperation in all fields which serve the best interest of both countries and their peoples. The two sides exchanged viewpoints on latest updates in the region, as well as regional and international developments. From the Omani side, the session was attended by His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs. His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court. His Excellency General Sultan bin Muhammad Al Nu'mani, Minister of the Royal Office. His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister. His Excellency Sultan bin Salim Al Habsi, Minister of Finance. His Excellency Dr. Hamad bin Saeed Al Aufi, Head of the Private Office. His Excellency Abdul Salam bin Muhammad Al Murshidi, Chairman of the Oman Investment Authority. His Excellency Qais bin Muhammad Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion. And His Excellency Abdullah bin Nasser Al Rahbi, Ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman to the Arab Republic of Egypt and its permanent representative to the Arab League. From the Egyptian side, the discussion session was attended by General Mohammed Zaki, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Minister of Defense and Military Production. His Excellency Sameh Hassan Shukri, Foreign Minister. Major General Abbas Kamil, Director General of Intelligence. Her Excellency Dr. Halis Saeed, Minister of Planning and Economic Development. His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Mu'it, Minister of Finance. His Excellency Dr. Asim Al-Gazzar, Minister of Housing, Utilities and Urban Communities, Head of the Mission of Honor. His Excellency Engineer Ahmed Samir, Minister of Commerce and Industry. His Excellency Khalid Rali, Ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt to the Sultanate of Oman, and Advisor Ahmed Fahmi, Official Spokesman of the Presidency of the Republic. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq arrived in the Republic Arab of Egypt this evening on an official two-day visit. Upon His Majesty's arrival at Cairo International Airport, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, led the welcoming ceremony of His Majesty the Sultan. His Majesty was also received by His Excellency Abdullah bin Nasser Al Rahbi, Ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman to the Arab Republic of Egypt and its permanent representative to the Arab League, and the members of the Sultanate of Oman's embassy at the Arab Republic of Egypt. After that, His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency President of Egypt headed to the honoring hall, passing by two lines of honor guard of the Egyptian Republican Guards. In the honoring hall, His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency the President boarded the motorcade which took them to Al-Ittihadiyya Palace, accompanied by motorbikes of Egyptian Republican Guards, where an official reception ceremony was held for His Majesty the Sultan. Upon the arrival of the motorcade of the two leaders to the gate of Al-Ittihadiyya Palace, trumpets were blown. A group of cavalry lined on both sides of the road led to the palace, where artillery fired 21 rounds of salute to His Majesty. After that, His Excellency the President of Egypt escorted His Majesty the Sultan to the podium of honor, where the Sultanate of Oman's royal anthem and the Egyptian Republican anthem were played. Then His Majesty the Sultan, along with His Excellency the President of Egypt, inspected the Guard of Honor, who performed the salute to His Majesty the Sultan. After that, commemorative photo of His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency the President of Egypt was taken. Then His Majesty the Sultan shook hands with senior officials from Egyptian side as follow. General Mohammed Zaki, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Minister of Defense and Military Production. His Excellency Sameh Hassan Shukri, Foreign Minister, Major General Abbas Kamil, Director of General Intelligence, Her Excellency Dr. Hala Saeed, Minister of Planning and Economic Development, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Mu'eet, Minister of Finance, His Excellency Dr. Asim Al-Gazzar, Minister of Housing, Utilities and Urban Communities, Head of the Mission of Honor, His Excellency Engineer Ahmed Samir, Minister of Commerce and Industry, His Excellency Khalid Radi, Ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt to the Sultanate of Oman, and Advisor Ahmed Fahmy, Official Spokesman of the Presidency of the Republic. While His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt shook hands with members of the official delegation accompanying His Majesty the Sultan. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq left the country heading to the Arab Republic of Egypt on a 2-day official visit, during which he will meet with His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt. The visit came in response to kind invitation His Majesty the Sultan received from His Excellency the Egyptian President, and to affirm deep-rooted historical relations binding the Sultanate of Oman and the Arab Republic of Egypt. Upon his departure at the Royal Airport, His Majesty the Sultan was seen off by His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Yazan bin Haytham Al Saeed, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth, His Highness Sayyid Taimur bin As'ad Al Saeed, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the Central Bank of Oman, His Excellency Sheikh Abdul Malik bin Abdullah Al Khalili, Chairman of the State Council, His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al Ma'wali, Chairman of the Shura Council, His Excellency Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior, His Excellency Nasr bin Hamoud Al Kindi, Secretary General of the Royal Court Affairs, Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed Al Shaybaniya, Minister of Education, His Excellency Lieutenant General Hassan bin Muhsin Al Shriqi, Inspector General of Police and Customs, His Excellency Lieutenant General Saeed bin Ali Al Hilali, Head of the Internal Security Services, His Excellency Engineer Saeed bin Hamoud Al Ma'wali, Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Saeed Al Ma'mari, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs, Vice Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis Al Raisi, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, Major General Matar bin Salim Leblushi, Commander of the Royal Omani Army, Air Vice Marshal Khamis bin Hamad Al Ghafri, Commander of the Royal Air Force of Oman, Rear Admiral Saif bin Nasser Al Rahbi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, Major General Musallam bin Mohammed bin Taman Ja'boob, Commander of the Sultan's Special Force. His Majesty the Sultan is accompanied during his visit by a high-ranking official delegation comprising His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs, His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Nu'mani, Minister of the Royal Office, His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, His Excellency Sultan bin Salim Al Habsi, Minister of Finance, His Excellency Dr. Hamad bin Saeed Al Aufi, Head of the Private Office, His Excellency Abdus Salam bin Mohammed Al Murshidi, Chairman of the Oman Investment Authority, His Excellency Qais bin Mohammed Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, and His Excellency Abdullah bin Nasser Al Rahbi, Ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman to the Arab Republic of Egypt and its permanent representative to the Arab League. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Dr. Rashad Al Alimi, Chairman of the Yemeni Presidential Leadership Council, on the occasion of his country's National Day. With an investment value exceeding 70 million Omani Riyals, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning signed a 10 usufruct contracts. The contracts included several commercial, industrial, health and agricultural sectors distributed over a number of governorates.
With an investment cost of over 70 million Omani riyals, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning signed 10 usufruct contracts for projects in the industrial, commercial and agricultural sectors in a total area exceeding 1.3 million square meters in the governorates of Muscat, South Al Batina and Al Dhahra.
We are starting this hospital in Muscat. We have around 5 hospitals in pipeline. It is a joint venture with Turkish partners. It's a 250-bed hospital with 50 emergency, and this is the first hospital which has got airlift facility, and it's a complete modern hospital with modern technology, and it's going to come up in 2.5 years. This is the target time we have kept for this hospital.
On the sidelines of the signing ceremony, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning presented through Tatweer platform 5 new sites for investments with an area of 1,500,000 square meters as part of the National Initiative for Residential Neighborhoods Suruh in each of the wilayas of Rustaq, Ibra, Sur, Brahimi and Ibri.
This factory will start to produce yearly 60,000 cubic meter of the concrete blocks, which is advanced type of blocks, and we'll start this factory by month of July. We'll start it, and we'll start the production by after 12 months of the start of the construction.
We're doing a project in Al Amrat. We'll be building a complete warehousing solution for our company. It's a 1,800 square meter area, so it will be divided into 2 zones. There will be a warehousing solution, and there will be a commercial in the front of the area.
These agreements come as a depiction of the objectives of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning, such as supporting the economic sector, completing the governorate's development system, and providing service and commercial activities in accordance with the policies of the National Strategy for Urban Development 2040, in addition to achieving sustainability, maximizing financial returns from the real estate sector, and creating a suitable environment for investments.
The official Gazette published today in its issue the full text of the school education law promulgated by Royal Decree No. 31/2023. The newly introduced law includes 97 articles divided into 10 chapters covering the following topics: educational stages, special educational programs, educational environment, students, members of the teaching staff, curriculum penalties, and others. The law aims at providing a conducive environment for learning and teaching at all levels, both from the school and parents. The school education law divides education into 3 stages: preschooling, basic education, and post-education. In addition, the school education law stresses that Arabic is the official language of education in all schools, and the Ministry of Education may approve the teaching of some subjects in other languages. The joint committee between Sultan Qaboos University and the Ministry of Information discussed in their first meeting this year a number of media and training topics. Such topics include the implementing of national consultancy study about public opinion trends in the Sultanate of Oman, the use of media means and their impact on the public opinion in the Sultanate of Oman. The meeting also discussed the continuation of supporting field training for students of the College of Arts and Social Sciences in the media field, as well as issuance of trainee cards for the students. It also discussed preparing training workshop between Media Department and the Media Training Center. The meeting was headed by His Highness Sayyid Dr. Fahad bin Al-Julanda Al-Said, Vice Chancellor of the Sultan Qaboos University, and His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser Al-Harrasi, Minister of Information. The Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs launched the Ar-Rabat initiative, which provides financial support of 120,000 Omani riyals. The initiative targets more than 300 eligible and accepted pilgrims from the Social Security category who are registered with the Ministry of Social Development to perform Hajj rituals for this year, according to the eligibility criteria approved by the Ministry through the electronic system for pilgrims of the Sultanate of Oman. Still to come in our news bulletin. The 6th Forum of Al-Wafa Centers for Persons with Disabilities was held in the Wilaya of Nizwa. Vice Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis al-Raisi, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, SAF, received at the Maritime Security Center today a delegation from the Royal College of Defense Studies in the United Kingdom, headed by retired Air Vice Marshal Philip Thomas Gills. During the meeting, the two sides exchanged views and reviewed several military issues of common interest. National Defense College at the Academy of Strategic and Defense Studies implemented the 4th parallel program, Media Handling Skills. The program discussed development of mass media, rules of handling them, TV interviews, media statements, media interviews, and audio transmission. The program comes within the national role that the ministry undertakes and is meant for enhancing skills and leadership capacity for a number of their excellencies, undersecretaries at the government units, as well as senior officers at the Sultan Armed Forces and other security and military bodies. The program was held under the patronage of Rear Admiral Ali bin Abdullah Shidi, Commandant of National Defense College. Telecommunications Regulatory Authority held a dialogue meeting on the expansion projects of the basic infrastructure at the telecommunications sector for this year, as well as the investments in the past 5 years. The meeting dwelt on the quality of services and prices in the Sultanate of Oman. The meeting stated that mobile phone subscriptions out of the total population reached 148%, and the fixed broadband coverage ratio out of the total building reached 80%. Telecommunication Regulatory Authority stated that the number of violations in the telecommunications sector last year reached 177 at a value exceeding 600,000. The authority added that there is a plan to move from 3G service to 4G and 5G service. The authorities, starting from last year, will work on upgrading all 3G stations to 4G and 5G stations. The Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation today invited interested researchers and specialists submit applications for the 10th round of the National Research Award, NRA. The competition, which encourages scholarly research in 6 sectors, will be open for contestants till the 20th of July 2023. The NRA is granted for research in 2 categories. 1, the best published research for holders of the doctorate degree and its equivalent, and the second one is the best published research for emerging researchers, those who do not hold a PhD degree. The 6th Forum of Al-Wafa Centers for Persons with Disabilities was held in the Wilaya of Nizwa in Al-Dakhiliya Governorate. More details in the following report.
Providing a platform through which people with disabilities get proper social empowerment topped the endeavors of the 6th Forum of Al-Wafa Centers for Rehabilitation of Persons with Disabilities, held in the Wilaya of Nizwa in Al-Dakhiliya Governorate. Over a period of 5 days of several recreational, sports, social and cultural activities, The event also aimed at spreading positive vibes among the members of those centers and enhancing their skills. As many as 340 male and female participants from various Al Wafa centers for rehabilitation of persons with disabilities in a Dakhliya governorate took part in the forum. In addition to showcasing the talents of persons with disabilities, the gathering had a significant impact on creating a competitive atmosphere among the participants. Joint efforts of public and private entities will guarantee quality care and services for people with disabilities. صالح بخلفان الرحبي ولاية of نزوة الداخلية Governorate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main headlines once again. His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency the President of Egypt review in official discussion session distinguished relations, aspects of cooperation, and exchanges views on regional and international issues. His Majesty the Sultan arrives to the Arab Republic of Egypt in a two-day official visit. And the school education law comes in 97 articles to secure more education rights for students and teachers. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night and stay safe.